Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello sir, let me introduce myself and my partner. My name is Elviza Pratiwi and my partner is Hurin ismahani, Roza Andriani, Rahmat, and the last Risma nurindah. Well, I would like to presentation about structure, size of films. The first speaker is me. Moving to the next point. When looking at the size of firms, it is important to define the terms used in official data. The firms or enterprise is the organization as a whole, and it might be comprised of several units or establishments. Small firms like the corner shop will mostly be enterprises with only one establishment. Large firms like Sainsbury will have many establishments as they have branches in most towns. There are many different ways to measure the size of firms. Table 9.1 shows the top 10 companies in the United Kingdom using two of these measures, and it illustrates the point that different measures of the size of a firm will give different rankings. Some of these names will be familiar to the reader, while others are less so. Compass Group plc, for example, is a food service organization which provides catering and support service to its clients. The most common measure of size used is the level of employment. The pattern of size structure varies across industries, and over time in the last 20 years, there seems to have been an increase in the importance of small firms and a decline in the importance of large firms in their contribution to employment. In 2018, establishments with fewer than 200 employees accounted for 61.9% of total employment, and establishments with more than 500 employees accounted for 59.8%. The comparable figures from Table 9.2 are 39.3% and 53.8%. Okay guys, moving to the next point. This is Table 9.1. Okay, I want to explain about table. Many of the large companies listed in Table 9.1 operate in more than one country and are therefore multinationals. Multinational corporations, strictly defined, are enterprises operating in a number of countries and having production or service facilities outside the country of their origin. One multinational poses particular problems for governments and economics because of their size. Okay guys, I want to explain about methods of growth. The first is internal growth. Growth is a natural process for many firms that start small, capture a segment of the market, and then continue to expand either by producing more of the same goods or by extending their product lines. And the second, external growth. Growth by acquisition is called external growth. An acute stock takeover or merger. A merger is the voluntary coming together of two companies with the agreement of the management of both companies, the result of which is the creation of a new legal identity. Okay guys, that's all for my presentation. I over to next speaker. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Roza Andriani and from International Business Administration 5A. Okay, I would like to continue explain about finance for growth. Okay, well, finance for growth have two categories. The first is internal sources. The second is external sources. The first point, internal sources. This is a part of its operate. The firm will generate income in the form of profit. Part of this profit will be distributed in the form of dividends to stakeholders. The rest can be used for reinvestment and to finance growth. And about second point is external sources is the size and availability of retained earning will be limited. Most firms will also have to seek other sources of finance for expansion. There are many extension sources of finance and typical firms' capital structure will comprise a combination of these. The sources are as follows. Okay, about limits to growth. Several factors tend to act as a limit to organizational growth. Point 1. To finance growth. Expensive borrowing might have taken place and the firm may have trouble meeting debt repayments. Therefore, there is increasing risk of bankruptcy. Okay, moving the next point is a serious constraint to growth might be the abilities of management. As organizations grow in size, they may experience diseconomy of scale, which are mainly to do with managerial problems like communication and control. Okay, the next point is if the size of the market for the product is stagnant or declining, it may be both unnecessary and impossible for the firm to grow. Okay, the last point, this is about government policies. 2. Can have an important impact of growth. Every government has policy on competition which seek to limit anti-competitive practice and which normally regulates merger activity. Okay, moving the next topic, this is about merger activity in the United Kingdom. There are two common ways of measuring the level of merger activity, by the number of transactions or by the total value of the transaction. Okay, that's all my presentation. To the next point, I over to next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hurin ismahani and I would like to continue our discussion. There is about global merger activity. Well, you can see the slide, table 946 show the value of outflows from and inflows to OECD countries for merger and acquisition between 1999 and 2005. The pattern is the same for the UK and the EU. Flow fell after 2001 and increased sharply at the beginning of 2005. It is a predicate that in 2006 the number of global cross-border merger and acquisition will be excess of 700 and their total value in excess of 720 billion. Well, for the main maksudnya di sini adalah tabel 9.6 itu menunjukkan arus masuk dan arus keluar negara-negara OECD. OECD is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development atau Organisasi Kerjasama dan Pembangunan Ekonomi. Jadi ini terjadi terutama di sektor jasa keuangan. Jadi kesepakatan terbesar adalah pengambilan AB National Bank Inggris di Inggris and Banco Standard Central Hispano-Spanyol dan pengambilan adalah John Hancock Financial Service di Australia and Manulife Financial Corporation di Kanada. Well, for next point, there's about trends in the small firm sector. Figure 9.4 show how the share of small establishment in total manufacturing employment changed between 1930 and 1990. The definition used here is fewer than 2,000 employees. The establishment is the reporting unit. It can be seen that the small firm sector was in decline up to the late 1960s and early 1970s, since when its importance has increased. So for maksudnya di sini adalah trend in sektor small firms atau perusahaan kecil. There's menunjukkan bagaimana pangsa small firm atau perusahaan kecil dalam total pekerjaan manufaktur berubah antara tahun 1930 and 1990. So definisi yang digunakan di sini kurang dari 200 karyawan dan pembentukan oleh unit pelaporan. Dapat dilihat bahwa sektor perusahaan kecil mengalami penurunan hingga akhir 1960-an dan awal 1970-an sejak saat kepentingan meningkat. Well, there's by me. Thank you for your attention.
Risma, nurindah. Okay, friend, the next slide. Summary. Okay. 1. The size structure of firm varies greatly within industries, between countries, between countries. 2. Firm can grow internally through organic growth or externally through merger and takeover. 3. There are many motivations for growth, including increased market share, the ramping of economy of scale, the verification of risk. 4. Growth can be financed internally through reinvested profit of externally through banks, the capital market, and the money market. 5. There are limited to organization growth such as this economy of scale. The 6. The level or merger activity in the UK and in Europe follow a cyclical path and is related to economic condition. 7. The small firm sector is an important source of output and employment, and this importance has increased over time. 7. Many factors have influenced the growth of small firm sector, including the changing pattern of industry changing in demand, technology changing the trend toward increased subcontracting, and government policy. Oke friend, ini the last act ya, act summary. At the other and the size spectrum, multinational corporation have a safe impact on work output and employment through their activity. Okay. Okay friend, thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.